Meka. Making Meals by Meka. Making Meals with Meka. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. I hope everyone is doing great. Today we are cooking another one of my favorites, which is stuffed poblanos. Okay, so stuffed poblanos is a Mexican inspired dish. I'm going to take it and add my little je ne sais toi to it, but it's going to be an absolute delicious dish. So if you've never tuned in to Making Meals with Mika, you are in for a treat. I am going to show you how to make this delicious dish. I am going to be cooking and then throughout the cooking demonstration, I'm going to tell you what you can substitute, what you can omit if you don't like, and then we interact. So this is a family here. I'm going to go to the comments. I'm going to send some shout outs, and we always like to represent where all the viewers are from. So we like to give people a little time to come in, because just like any party or any gathering, people are always late, but I do have my A1, my day ones that's always here no matter what. So I'm gonna go ahead and send some shout outs. Jay Kelly represent, always here every single week. Hey Jay Kelly, greetings. I know you're in Vegas. What's up? And then we have Steve Reyes. That's my heart. He's here every single weekend, and every single week. Steve Reyes, yay! And then my brother Deontay is always here too. So I just want to send a shout out to my three main people that are here every week. They're here and they enjoy these recipes. If you are new, you are in for a treat. All right, so what is a poblano? Let's get started. This is a poblano pepper, right? I love these peppers. They aren't really spicy. They have the same, I would say, spice level as like a bell pepper. They're a little more spicy than a bell pepper, but to me, they're just more flavorful and they have a great texture. We're going to take these poblanos and we are going to stuff them with the delicious stuffing. Okay, so you guys are in for a treat. Welcome. Come on in, guys. Come on in. We got the cousins. They're flowing in. You guys are just in time. We are about to get started with cooking these poblano peppers. Now, if you are cooking along with me, with some people do cook along with me, I need you to preheat your oven right now to 400 degrees. You guys heard that little ding, 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 ding. That's my oven. My oven is ready. So we're going to par cook these poblano peppers first so they can be nice and tender when we put our filling in. And then it's all going to eat deliciously. All right. So, every now and then I like to interact, go to the comments. We got Farquaad said, you like spicy? Yes, I do. I love spicy. Who doesn't like spicy? I like spicy because I'm spicy, right? Spicy is delicious. So let me tell you what you need to do. I am cooking. This recipe is going to be enough for 4 poblano peppers. What we need to do first is we need to cut and core this pepper, okay? Now, with any type of pepper, you know that a lot of times the heat is in the seeds and also the little rind that's on the inside. So I just cut off the end of this, okay? Now, if you want to, you can chop this up, right? And put it in your mixture. And then I'm just going to take my knife and just go around the circle. Just very, very easily. Like that. Right? And then look. Voila. The core comes right out. This is where your hotness is. We don't want this hotness. We're going to trash that. Okay? Then we're just going to... The pepper has lines on it already, so it kind of does the work for you. We're just going to slice down the middle just to have a little opening, okay? And we want this to be easy when it's time to stuff it. Now, I've taken the liberty to prep the other peppers. All right, like I said, this is going to be enough for 4 peppers. And you see how I have them alternating in the pan? Well, they're supposed to be alternating. Okay, so I have them alternating like this, and this is so they all could fit nicely in the pan while they're cooking. Now I'm going to put these in the oven at 400 degrees, okay? And these are going to essentially par cook for about 15 to 20 minutes so they can get nice and tender. And while these are par cooking, we're going to work on our filling, okay? So I'm going to put these in the oven. Now, if I get too distracted and I start talking to you guys, someone needs to tell me to check on my peppers, okay? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys are just tuning in, it's perfect timing. You are making meals with Meka, and today we are making stuffed poblano peppers. These peppers are absolutely delicious, okay? So we're going to stuff the peppers, and this is like a play on chili rellenos. If you ever had a chili rellenos, it is a poblano pepper, and it's stuffed with cheese, and then it's coated and it's deep fried. So I'm taking that. We're going to kind of dissect it a little bit, make it a little healthier. We're not going to deep fry it, but it's going to have all of the same deliciousness. So yes, we are stuffing peppers today. Okay. Now, for your filling, you're going to need some type of ground meat. I am using ground beef here because I feel like the peppers are strong enough to hold up to the ground beef. If you want to substitute this for ground turkey, for ground chicken, go right ahead. If you want to substitute this for shredded chicken or chicken breast, go right ahead. Your seasonings are going to be adjusted a little bit, but you can 100% substitute this ground beef. You can also leave the beef out, okay? If you want to make this dish vegetarian, forget the meat, all right? But today I am using ground beef, all right? We're going to need we're going to need some black beans. Yes, the black beans is going to add protein, so make sure you have your black beans. You can substitute these for like pinto beans and things like that, but you want the whole bean. We're not using refried beans. You want the whole bean. And then we're going to have some either fire roasted tomatoes, or these are tomatoes in tomato sauce with green chilies, or you might see it as like rotel or something like that. You're going to need this as well. And then that's pretty much it that you need for the for the filling. And you're also going to need an onion. This is going to add that flavor. We're building flavor here. I want to take some time just to go to the comments and say hey to the people that's here. We have Patricia. Hi, Patricia. How are you? We have Deontay, my brother. I sent the shout out to him earlier. Hello. I hope you guys are ready to make these stuffed poblanos. So right now I am going to dice this onion. We're only going to need about half of an onion, okay? Now, since we're stuffing a pepper, you really wouldn't need like any other type of seasonings here. Like you wouldn't need like bell pepper or anything like that. If you want to add a little, razzle dazzle to the stuffed peppers, you can. Add the ends of the poblanos that we cut off. You can chop those up and put them in the filling, but you really don't need any other peppers at this moment because we're stuffing a whole pepper, okay? How is everyone doing this Wednesday? I hope everyone has had a fantastic week so far. In a minute, we're going to rep where we are from. I love to know where all the viewers are viewing from. You guys, I just got back from Miami. And let me tell you, it was amazing. But, I'm in Chicago, and then I got welcomed back with snow. So I have been in my feelings for the past couple of days because, going from 80-degree weather to single-digit weather, it's not okay. All right. It's not okay. No matter what you say, it's not okay. So I'm still trying to get my attitude back because I had a whole attitude about snow. All right. But anyway, this is a really great dish to make in a weekday. If you don't really have a lot of time and you want something that's pretty quick and delicious and hearty, this is perfect for entertaining because these are so wonderful. You could just stuff these and kind of like cut them in half to make single little small servings. I'll show you that once they're all put together. But this is just a really, really great dish. And you can just personalize this dish based off of what your cooking needs are. Okay. All right, you guys. So look at this. I cut an onion and I did not cry. Sweet onion. I put sweet onions in most of my recipes because they're the only onion that I could use without making me cry. Every single onion makes me cry besides sweet onion. So I'm using a sweet onion in this recipe. Okay. Are you guys ready to start cooking? Let's start cooking. Okay, so I'm going to pull my little hot plate in front of me. Someone asked, and I'm all about questions. Someone asked, like, Meka, why do you use a hot plate? Don't you have a stove? I do have a stove. My stove is over here to the side, but it's really weird, recording and trying to cook, and then you guys are seeing me from like a side view. So I like for you to see from a front view and see right inside of the pan. Okay. All right. So this dish is going to come together so quickly. So I'm preheating my pan right now. If you're just tuning in, you're making meals with Meka, and we are making stuffed poblanos. These are absolutely delicious. If you've never had a poblano pepper, the texture is similar to a regular bell pepper. It's a little spicier and it has a bit more flavor than a regular bell pepper. Okay. However, if you want to just use this stuffing and put it in a bell pepper, you can do that too. You can do whatever you want to. These meals are 100% fully customizable. But if you want the ultimate flavor and cook with the Meka method, then just go ahead and follow this recipe. All right. You guys, my pan is heating up. All right. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in here, just a little bit. I am using a lean ground beef. It is 85-15. So it's going to be 15% fat. So it is going to render some fat, but I always want to give the beef a little place to go. I don't want it sticking initially. So when you are cooking, make sure you put a little oil in your pan. I am using extra virgin olive oil right here. Okay. I hope everyone is doing well today. With everything that's going on, this is the time for us to hang out and just cook some delicious meals. So you're just tuning in. You're making meals with Meka. We are making stuffed poblano peppers, and they are going to be absolutely delicious. This is one of my favorite dishes. Okay. So we're going to just wait for this to heat up. If you want to go ahead and just let me know where you are viewing from. I love to know where everyone is from. I know we have Jay Kelly is from Vegas here every single week. What up? My brother, D. Pates, he's listed here in the comments. He is representing the Midwest, South Bend, Indiana, my birthplace. What's happening? I know Steve Reyes is from El Paso, but he's representing the Midwest. And I am representing the Midwest too. I am in Chicago, Illinois. Yes, the windy city, and I feel like they should nickname that to the cold city because it's freezing here. Okay, so this recipe is going to warm your bones, and I'm just waiting for my pan to get all nice and warm, and I think it's almost there, guys. Let me check on my peppers. I have my peppers par baking in the oven. That is a very crucial step. You don't want to leave that step out. So you want to take your peppers, slice the top off, get the core out, take the seeds out, and put them in a pan and just roast them for about 15 to 20 minutes so they can be nice and tender and ready for our sauce. Okay. So let's start building this. Let's start building this. Okay, it's ready. We're going to build our stuffing. Okay. We are starting with the onion. And I'm going to put the ground beef in here as well. Now, like I said, if you are vegetarian and you don't eat meat, that is totally fine. You can leave this step out, okay? If you want to substitute this for ground turkey, be my guest. Put some ground turkey in here. But today we are using ground beef. And I have about a pound of ground beef. And you guys, I have had this ground beef sitting out for a little bit because I wanted it to get room temperature. Okay? So here's a little chef note for you. When you are cooking meats, any type of protein, you do want your protein to get room temperature because it's just going to allow the fat in the meat to soften up. It's going to make your meat more tender because everything is nice and room temperature, okay? Now, you don't want it sitting out for hours, all right? So I would say allow your meat to sit out for about, anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour before you start cooking it, so it can be nice and room temperature. And you're going to find that when you do this, your meat is going to be juicier and more flavorful, okay? So take that note. All right, guys, we are cooking the filling for these stuffed poblano peppers. How is everyone doing? We got more cousins. Do y'all mind if I call you cousins? Do you mind if I call you cousins? I feel like we're all family. So we got more cousins dropping in, okay? And we are making stuffed poblano peppers, guys. And right now I am working on the filling. So I have some ground beef. This is 1585. 1585. So because this is going to render some fat and I'm going to drain it, I'm not going to season it just yet, okay? Because I don't want all the delicious seasoning that I put into the meat. I don't want to drain that out. All right. So I think this might be 93.7. I said this was 85-15. That's the fat ratio. But I think this is a little bit leaner. I think this is a little bit leaner because I'm not seeing any other fat. So bottom line is this is lean ground beef, okay? And you want to cook as healthy as possible and based off of your budget as well, okay? And I know that food prices are rising nowadays, so whatever your budget can get you, that's what I'm going to promote, okay? I try to eat as healthy as possible, but you're always taking a risk, So if you want to use ground pork in this recipe, you can use ground pork. You want to use ground chicken, ground turkey, you can use all of that, okay? If you want to omit the meat altogether, go ahead and omit the meat. This recipe is going to work for any dietary needs. Now, if you're vegan, let's see here. This is a great vegan recipe. Most of these items are vegan friendly, except for we're going to put some cheese in here. So all you have to do is just eliminate the cheese. I am telling you that I cook for all. And when I say all, I mean I cook for all dietary restrictions, all right? That's what makes my recipe so wonderful, is that any and everyone can enjoy them, all right? I just want to let you guys know that I keep that in mind when I am creating recipes. Welcome, you guys. We got more cousins pulling up to the table. You guys, we are making stuffed poblano peppers. I have the poblanos in the oven right now. And I am just cooking off this ground beef with onion. And I have very little fat in here. Like, you guys see that? Very little fat. So that means I don't even have to drain this. Hello. Okay. All right. So let's take some comments. Let's go to the comments. We have, now you guys, I can see just a little bit from where I am. So if I'm squinching, just forgive me. All right. And I might not say your whole entire name, but I'm going to mention you so you know I'm talking to you. And we have Francis. Hello, Francis. Francis says, I want to enjoy. Francis, don't even worry about that, boo. You will enjoy, okay? If you follow this recipe, you will definitely enjoy this. Okay, so you guys, my ground beef is about 90% cooked. And I did get a very lean green beef. This is like, I did get a very lean ground beef. This is like 97.3, okay? So it has very little fat, so I don't have to drain it. But if you have a higher fat content ground beef, this is where you would drain it, okay? Now to this right here, I am adding some tomatoes and diced tomatoes with green chilies, all right? And we want to add it with all of the juice, okay? So I'm adding the diced tomatoes with the green chilies. Now this is going to add another level of flavor to the filling. Do not skip this step, okay? Do not omit these unless you don't like tomatoes. Another tomato that you can use right here is fire roasted tomatoes. Oh my goodness. If you've never had fire roasted tomatoes, they add a really nice smoky flavor to the dish. So I was in the mood for, the tomatoes in mixed with green chilies, but you can 100% add fire roasted tomatoes at this time, okay? All right, so look, and we want this to come to a nice little bubble. We want this to be very, very hot. Everything, even though I haven't added any seasoning, it's smelling delicious. But come on, guys, it's time for me to add some seasoning, okay? So right now in this pot, we have ground beef. I also have onion, and then I have my diced tomatoes with green chili. I have not put any seasoning in here, and if you're just tuning in, you are just in time. I am seasoning our filling for our stuffed poblano peppers. First and foremost, we got to add some salt, okay? So you want to put a nice amount of salt in here. Now, and we want this to cook for a little while because anything from a can is going to have kind of like that can taste. So we're cooking the tomatoes in here longer because we want to get rid of that can taste, okay? So we have some salt. All right, and then we're going to go in with some black pepper. Salt and pepper go together like peanut butter and jelly. So whenever you use salt, go ahead and use that black pepper, okay? We're not playing. All right, so we got salt and we have pepper. Now you have to season this to your taste. I love black pepper, so you're going to see me twist this quite a lot because I like black pepper. All right, salt, black pepper. All right, another important ingredient is cumin. Cumin is going to give it that smoky flavor. So you're going to add some cumin. I'm going to say you're going to add about two teaspoons of cumin, okay? It's going to add that smoky flavor. Yes, yes, yes. Put a little bit more. All right. And then you also want to add some chili powder. Chili powder, Meka? Yes. Chili powder is going to give it a little spice, okay? And I'm only putting a little bit. I'm going to put about a half of teaspoon of chili powder in here. And then I'm going to add some chipotle. Oh, this is new. I gotta go to my spice rack. I keep chipotle. So we're gonna add a little, ooh, yes. We're gonna add a little chipotle. This is gonna give it a deep smokiness. All right, trust me, that chipotle is gonna be delicious. And because I'm using chipotle, I'm gonna use just a little smoked paprika. Okay, do you guys see the theme here? We want this to be nice and smoky and delicious. It is smelling amazing right now, guys. Okay. Now, some people might ask, well, Meka, can I just use the pack of taco seasoning? I mean, you can, but I really don't want you to. Okay. We want everything to be as fresh as possible. The taco seasoning packets, they have a lot of artificial flavors, and then they have like a lot of additives. Okay. So if you don't have all of these ingredients, I would just say go buy them, okay? I don't want you to use the already seasoned taco packet. I want you to get used to taking flavors, different seasonings, and combining them to make your own, okay? Without all of the additives. Now, if you have to, if that's what you have on hand, go ahead, okay? I'm going to give you a little side eye, but go ahead. But if you don't have to, then I want you to get the individual seasonings and season this on your own. Okay? Now let's just taste to see what these are tasting like. Now, you know it's seasoned well when you can smell it. All right. So let's see here. I'm just going to go in just a little bit and just taste it. Okay. So what I'm tasting right now is I am tasting all of the pepper seasonings that I used, but it's very bland. You know what that means? That means I need more salt. Right? We cannot have bland food, not on my watch. So I'm going to add more salt, guys. All right? So, okay? Let's get it. I think that should do it. I think that should do it. All right, so we just want this to be nice and just come together, and all of these flavors just meld very, very nicely. You guys see this? Okay. Now, if you are a non-meat eater, so far in your skillet, all you have are onions and the tomatoes. So let's add a little more protein. These are black beans, okay? Now, black beans, yes, are some of my absolute favorite beans. Do you hear me? They are delicious. They add just a really great texture and a level of just flavor to this dish, okay? If you're not a huge black bean person, you can substitute pinto beans, right? And we're using canned, okay? Because we want this to be a nice, quick, weekend or weekday meal. So we're using canned beans. It's perfectly fine to use canned beans, right? And because I added another ingredient, I'm going to season this just a little bit more, okay? So all you people out there that's not used to seasoning, I got to season it. It has to be delicious. All right, let's take a break real quick. While all the flavors are getting together, let's go to the chat. Let me say hello to some people that's here. What's up, everybody? We have Seed, Soil, Sunshine. Hey, Sunshine. How are you doing, boo? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have, it just is in car. CARY1M. Hello, how are you doing? Hi, everyone. We have 41 people that are here hanging out with us right now. And I'm not going to say people. I'm going to say 41 cousins because we are all family here. And while all these flavors are melding together, let's just chat. Okay, I'm just going to say hi to some of my people. Let me scoot this up so I won't be breathing all over the pot. Okay, we have Panda. Hi, Panda. How are you? What am I making? I am making stuffed poblano peppers, you guys. All right, so in here, in this pot, in this pan, I have ground beef, I have onion, I have some diced tomatoes and green chilies, and I also have a can of black beans. And I've seasoned this with salt, pepper, cumin, chili powder, a little smoked paprika, and a little chipotle. And right now we're just letting this mixture just get all nice and cozy with each other because we want it to taste delicious, okay? I hope everyone is doing great, great, great. We have Jay Rich. Hi, Jay Rich. Welcome. Jay Rich said for his first time here. I appreciate you, Meka. I appreciate you too. To all my first timers, welcome. This is what we do. We hang out, we cook, we chat. I'm going to give you guys alternatives to the recipe that I'm cooking. And I really do hope that you take these recipes and you make them and you let me know how they are. I had someone last week make my fettuccine Alfredo and they just switched the noodles up and they sent me a picture of their plate and it looked delicious. They said that it was delicious. So that just makes me feel good when, my cousins who are viewing, when you go and make the recipe your own, switch it up how you want to. As long as it's delicious, then we are great. All right. Mr., Mrs., or Mr. Carr, I don't know if you're a man or woman, but you said, how am I? I am doing wonderful. How are you? I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Now, I I told you guys to remind me that I have my poblano peppers in the oven. Okay? All right. So you guys, someone asked me, what am I making? We have Keith. Hi, Keith. How are you? We are making stuffed poblano peppers. I have the filling right here, and I'm going to check on the par baked poblanos that are in the oven right now. Also, is that a Christmas tree in the other room? Listen, I get this question every single live, okay? All right, so right now, it is not a Christmas tree. During Christmas time, when I decorate it with the ornaments and things like that, it will become a Christmas tree. But right now, you see it lit up with just the white lights. It is greenery. You know when you go to like the department stores or you go to hotels or any place that's nice and they have the beautiful greenery that's lit up, right? It just adds a little happiness and a little, je ne sais quoi to the area. That's what I have decided to do with my tree. I love how it looks with the white lights. So right now it's just greenery. When December comes and I decorate it, it will be a Christmas tree. Okay. So let's check on par baking poblanos. You guys watch my filling. Okay. Watch my filling. Make sure it doesn't burn. I'll be right back. But I have to check on the poblanos that we put in the oven about 20 minutes ago. Whew. Okay. Beautiful. Look, you guys. Okay, so here they go. So these are the poblanos that we put in the oven about 20 minutes ago. We want them to be nice and soft so we can stuff them. These are ready. So the fun is about to begin. Okay, our filling is smelling delicious. All right. One more thing we need to add. All right. So now for all my vegans out there, you might want to close your eyes. Okay. You're going to omit this. Now this is the cheese. This is going to bring everything together. This is self-grated cheese. You know it's self-grated because look, it sticks together. Okay. I always tell my viewers, grate your own cheese. When you get already shredded cheese, it has a chemical, actually like a sawdust type chemical on the cheese that prevents it from doing this, from sticking together. Take a block of cheese and grate it. Now, I have done years and years of perfecting this recipe, and the best combination is Monterey Jack and sharp cheddar. You can use whatever kind you want to. You can use regular cheddar, you can use Monterey Jack, you can use pepper jack, you can use mayo cheddar, but this is the combination that I use. Meka, can I use mozzarella? I would say no. Okay, mozzarella has its place in the world. It does not have its place, in my opinion, in this recipe. Okay, do not use mozzarella. Okay, if you want to use a typical Mexican cheese like the cojita, go right ahead. Okay, but you do not want to use mozzarella cheese in here. I suggest using the cheeses that I just said. Okay, cheddar cheese and Monterey Jack, and then you're going to see this turn into just a beautiful cheesy concoction. All right. And then once all the cheese melt, we are going to stuff our wonderful, our beautiful poblanos. Hi, everybody that's just tuning in. You guys, we got 41 people, 41 cousins hanging out with us today. I want to give you guys a close-up. Look at that. Come on now. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. These poblano peppers are going to be so delicious, you guys. All right. Our filling is done. All right. Some people might ask, well, Meka, do I have to put the cheese in there right now? Can I just sprinkle the cheese on top? You can sprinkle the cheese on top. The thing with this is we're not going to cover these poblanos when they cook. We're going to put them in the oven with no cover. If you put the cheese on top, if you've ever done that with anything else, you know that the cheese kind of gets dark, right? And it cooks a lot quicker. And we don't want your cheese to get dark before everything's done. So just go ahead and mix the cheese in the mixture. And then if you want to maybe during the last 5 minutes, you can top it with the shredded cheese. But we're going to taste this filling. It's right where it's right where it needs to be. This is exactly where I need it, you guys. It's ready. So we're going to turn this off. Ooh, wait. I am so excited. Okay, I think maybe I'm just like way too excited. And we never put hot items on our granite countertops. So I'm going to put this on a towel. Okay. I'm going to show you how we're going to stuff these peppers. I hope everyone is doing well today. Hello, everyone. You guys are in perfect timing. We're about to stuff these poblano peppers. All right. So let me pull the poblanos over here. All right. Let me show you a trick. So we have the poblanos and we have the filling. The poblanos are nice and pliable, and I put them on aluminum foil. Okay. Now here's the next step. Now we are going to put a little oil in the pan, the same pan that we just took those off. So yes, you want to cook them in the foil so they can come off. We're going to put a little bit of oil in this pan. And I'm going to spread this oil around. Okay? Because to this pan, we're going to add a little enchilada sauce. I know, it just keeps getting better and better. Do you understand? This recipe it just keeps getting greater. We're going to put, now the enchilada sauce is going to add another depth of flavor. If you don't want to add the enchilada sauce, you don't have to, but it just gives it, what does sauce do to food? Sauce just makes it better, right? So even though these are delicious and they're going to be nice and juicy, the sauce just adds one more level of dimension. So when you're cutting them, you just go ahead and just, sop it up with the sauce, okay? So we have our poblanos, and we are going to stuff these until we can't stuff them anymore. We want these to be nice and stuffed. So we're going to take the filling, and we are not going to be stingy, you guys, okay? We are going to load. And when I say load, I mean load. We want these to be like busting open with this filling, okay? Because this is all protein. Don't play with me. So we got one, okay? And then I'm going to put them in here opposite ways, okay? So I have one facing this way. I'm going to take my second one and I'm going to face it the opposite way. This is to ensure ultimate cooking. And so I have enough room for all of them, okay? We're going to stuff this. Okay? We kind of want them wide open like that. Yep, just like that. Now, while I'm doing this, you guys can talk amongst yourselves. I can't really talk to you guys right now because I have to focus on stuffing my peppers. This is a big one right here. Let's go ahead and stuff this one. All right. And when I say I load these up, I literally load these up. Like, I don't want you guys to feel guilty or anything about loading these up. Because right now, just by itself, this is giving you so much protein. For those of you who care about your macros, okay, and the protein that you take in a day, this is going to be good for that. All right. And if some of it, if you see that some of the sauce is spilling out, some of the sauce is spilling out into the pan, that's okay. That's what cooking is. Everything is melding together beautifully. Okay. All right. And then we have one more little pepper. I'm going to put that in here. And I'm going to, let me turn this. Okay. You guys see this? This is the fun part, you guys. Stuffing the peppers is like the fun part. This is the part that I love. All right. And like I said, we're not going to cover these when we put them in the oven. We're just going to let them do its thing. And we're only going to put them in the oven long enough for everything to kind of meld together. Okay? We want all the flavors to just become one and all loving with each other. Okay. Now, if you see one that's not as stuffed, just go ahead and add some more stuffing to it. All right. Okay. Now, we're not going to put cheese on it right now, okay? We're just going to, now look at this. Let me move everything out the way. This is what we're looking like right here, okay? Let's see here. Now, you guys know that enchilada sauce that we had? We're going to take it and we're just going to spoon it right over, okay? We have some on the bottom and then we want some on the top. Now, you can use as little or as much as you like. I love enchilada sauce, but I don't want it like fully covered, right? I want to see the peppers underneath the sauce. So I just put it right on top. All right. And then you want to reserve a little sauce because when you heat these up, because you will have leftovers. When you heat these up the next day, sometimes the sauce can dry out. So you want a little sauce to kind of, you know, heat them up the next day. All right, so let me show you guys. So this is what we're looking. This is what we're looking at. What? Look at that. Now we're gonna put these in the oven for about 20 more minutes. Okay? 20 more minutes. There you go, in the oven. Top rack. 400 degrees. We're not gonna cover. We're not going to cover it because when you cover it, they start to steam. We don't want those to steam, okay? Someone asked me if I've ever used cream cheese. I have not. I have not used cream cheese with the ground beef, but I have used cream cheese with the chicken. Jay Rich, you are putting them onto other recipes. So if you use chicken in this recipe, instead of using the cheddar cheese or the Monterey Jack, cream cheese goes perfectly with chicken. Okay. So you guys have Jay Rich to thank for that. Now I have all this topping. You're like, Meka, you said I needed 4, but I still have all this filling. Well, this is perfect because you can use this for more poblanos, or this is perfect for a nacho dip. I'm not playing. We got a homemade nacho dip right here, okay? So, if you have extra filling, don't even worry about it. Go ahead and get some nachos, make nachos. Now, while our poblanos are cooking, in my house, I always have, let me swallow. I always do, you know, like, especially like if we're doing like poblanos and stuff like that, we eat appetizers all the time. When you go to a restaurant, you get appetizers. Why not have appetizers at home? So today, while our poblanos are cooking, we're going to make some homemade guacamole. Yes, when I tell you this is a delicious recipe, we're going to make this guac, okay? And the guac is going to be delicious. And then you can munch on this while your poblanos are cooking, okay? So for those of you that are just tuning in, I just put our stuffed poblanos in the oven. And while they're cooking, I am going to show you guys my guacamole recipe. And I really have never met anyone that doesn't like guacamole. So you guys are in for a treat. So what I do is we're going to cut the avocados. Let's see how beautiful this is. Gorgeous. That is a gorgeous avocado. Okay. Gorgeous avocado. So 2 avocados. Bam. Now, how do you get this seed out? You hit it with the knife. You turn. Bam. It's done. All right. You guys want to see that again? Hit it with the knife. Turn it. And it's out. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Now, we're going to go in and I'm just going to dice these right in the shell. You guys, this is going to be the quickest made guacamole. You know, like when you go to the restaurants and they make the guacamole table side and they charge you like $48 for the guacamole because they're making the table side. I'm teaching you how to make that guacamole for about $5. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys are pulling up. You are at a great time. We have our stuffed poblanos in the oven. And right now I am making some homemade guacamole that's going to taste better than any restaurant guacamole that you've ever had. Let's send a shout out to the chat. Jay Rich said he liked and subscribed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are having a great time, please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to Making Meals with Meka, why not? Go ahead and subscribe. Now it's time for my favorite time of the show. I need you to represent where you are from, okay? Tell me where you are from. The city, the state, the country. Let me know because we are shouting out everyone. You guys, we have people from all around the world tuning in to Making Meals with Meka, and I just want to send everybody a shout out. So here's the time. Go ahead, tell me where you are from so I can shout you out. And while you're doing that, I am going to squeeze the diced avocado out of the shell that I just cut. Let's see here. We got Southern Girl from Tennessee. Hey, Southern Girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the love. I am loving the love. We have Wells from Tampa, Florida. I was literally just in Tampa last week. I am not joking. I was in Tampa last week. If you don't believe me, go ahead and check out my reel. Well, it says Miami, but I was in Miami and Tampa. So shout out to Florida. We got Jay Kelly. Jay Kelly, I know you're from Vegas, boo. We got Vegas in the house. We have Bonnie from Scotland. Well, hello, Bonnie. Welcome, welcome, welcome all the way from Scotland. Hello, how are you? Welcome. You guys keep letting me know where you're from. We are shouting out everyone. This is my favorite time of the show where I get to say hello and shout out where the cousins are from because we are all family here. I love it. I love it. Well, if you guys don't know, I am in Chicago, Illinois right now. So we got the Midwest representing. All right, you guys, I have squeezed out all of the avocado into the bowl, and then I'm just going to smash it a little bit. Oh my gosh, hello from Turkey. Well, hello. Welcome from Turkey. Let's go. Let's go. We have North Side, South Bend. South Bend will always be near and dear to my heart because that is my hometown. You guys, while I'm shouting out, I am smashing the avocado now. I like my guacamole to be a little chunky, so I'm just going to take my fork and just smash it, but I'm not going to smash it all the way. I'm going to be sure to leave some chunks. And why am I doing this? Let's go. Let's see. Where else is everyone from? We got Turkey. We got Scotland. We got South Bend. We have Miss Myra from Tennessee. What's up, Tennessee? Miss Myra, you have a neighbor. We have someone else here from Tennessee. Come on, you guys. We have 44 people on this live right now. I'm pretty sure I haven't shouted out 44 places right now. So let me know where you are from. This is my favorite time of the live. I love to see where everyone is tuning in. And I just love the different cultures and ethnicities and just different backgrounds that we have representing here. And we are all sitting at my kitchen table hanging out. So look at this, guys. We have the guac. Well, it's not guac yet. We have the avocado smashed just like I like it. And now I'm going to slice one Roma tomato, and I'm going to slice a little bit of these onion. This is a red onion, so I'm going to slice just a little bit of the red onion. And while I'm doing that, continue to tell me where you are from. We got Misunderstood from Houston, Texas is in the house. We have Leo from Nicaragua. Let's go. Leo from Nicaragua. He says, we do guacamole very, very different. Please share. Please share with me and all of us how you do guacamole. I would love to know that. That is exactly why I created this show, so everyone can share what their dishes are so we can see the similarities and differences. Do I like Turkish food? I don't even know if I've ever had Turkish food. Can you please give me an example of a Turkish dish? Because maybe I've had it and I did not know. So tell me what a Turkish dish is. Now, you guys, because I use 2 avocados, I'm only going to use 1/2 of a tomato because I don't like mine too tomato-y. All right. So I'm going to finely dice this tomato and slice it and mix it with my avocado. Okay, guys, let's go. Where else? Where else do we have viewers from? We're going to have our guest from Nicaragua tell us how they make guacamole, because he says they make it very, very different. And then we're going to have our cousin from Turkey share with us, if you don't mind, an example of Turkish cuisine. Okay? Because I can't tell you if I had it or not. I know I've never been to a Turkish restaurant, but I live in Chicago and I'm pretty sure I can find a Turkish restaurant. And if there's a dish that I have to try, or if there's a dish that is specific to your country, please let me know and I will go try it, okay? We have the cat came back. Hello, how are you? And we have Phoenix from Germany. Hello, Phoenix. Welcome all the way from Germany. Hello, hello, hello. All right, you guys, so I'm adding 1/2 of the dice. Isn't that beautiful? Look at these colors. That is just gorgeous. I am adding that to this bowl, okay? So rice pudding. Oh my goodness. I've had rice pudding before. So listen, I have had an African American version of rice pudding. My grandmother used to make rice pudding, and I've also had a Mexican version of rice pudding. So, but I've never had a Turkish version of rice pudding. But who knew that we have similar dishes? So I have to try rice pudding now, the Turkish version of rice pudding. All right, you guys, so I am adding about 1/4 of a red onion to this guacamole, and I'm still waiting for our friend from Nicaragua to show us or tell us how guacamole is different in his country, okay? But you guys, this is going to be a beautiful dish. All right, so let's see. Leo says guacamole in his country: diced avocados, thinly sliced purple onion, boiled hard eggs, okay, salt, ground pepper, lemon juice, finished with fresh parsley. Wow. So egg in your avocado. Listen, I'm not opposed to it. I like egg and avocado together. You know, if you ever had a bagel with salmon and egg and cream cheese, that sounds absolutely delicious. So I am going to have to try that, you guys, and I am going to tell you how it turned out. That sounds scrumptious, but I've never had guacamole with egg, and we don't use parsley here. We use cilantro, and instead of lemon, we use lime. So, wow, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for sharing. You guys, didn't that sound like amazing? All right, so I am going to chop this red onion up, and I always eyeball it. That was a huge onion, and I don't want the onion to overpower the beautiful mild avocado, so I might not even use all of this onion, okay? Let's see here. I think this might be enough. I am very particular about my guacamole, and I don't want anything to outshine the avocado. So I'm going to use this much. Okay, do you guys see that? All right, let's go, you guys. Let's keep shouting out. while I'm making this guacamole right now, I have diced this onion, but I'm going to go back in and run my knife through it because I want a very, very fine dice. All right, let's see here. We have Jefferson is watching from the Philippines. Hello, Jefferson. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Sending love to the Philippines right now. We have people from all around the world just hanging out. We are just around the table, learning new dishes, learning about different cuisines, and I think it's wonderful. We are almost done making this guacamole, guys, okay? And then we're going to check on our poblanos that are in the oven, and we're going to put this dish together. So right now in here, I have the beautiful avocados. I have the tomatoes. I also have the red onion, even though they're purple. I don't know why they're called red onion. And then we are going to put cilantro. You guys know we can't have guac without cilantro. I'm just going to take a nice bunch of this. And how I cut my herbs, I take them in a ball and I just roll them up and I just run my knife through it. Okay? This is the most effective way to chop herbs. Just put it in the ball. And you're just going to constantly run your knife through it until they reach the level of chopness that you want. Okay? Let's see here. Someone says, oh, let me see. We have Lena Wilson. Hi, Lena. Likes to add jalapeno. Yes, Miss Lena. Jalapeno to guacamole is really, really good. My boyfriend loves to add jalapeno to his guacamole. Actually, he likes to add jalapeno to everything. He's Mexican, and he puts jalapeno in literally everything. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and leave the jalapeno out for these only because we're making stuffed peppers, and the peppers are, you know, a little spicy. I'm checking on them. Okay, they're not quite done yet, and that's totally fine. All right, so you guys, we're about to wrap up real quickly. I'm just cleaning up after myself. Someone asked me, am I going to add some spices to this guacamole, some seasonings? And you already know, do not play with me. Okay, so in this bowl, we have the avocado, we have the tomato, we have the onion, and we have the cilantro. Now here comes time for the seasoning, okay? We got to add a really nice pinch of salt, okay? And then we're going to add some black pepper. Now this is something that I do. You guys say that you add jalapeno, which is really cool because sometimes I add jalapeno juice. Sometimes I add jalapeno. I'm not doing it today. However, let me go to my spice rack. And where are they? However, I do add just a little bit of red pepper flake. Just a little bit. I'm telling you, it steps it up, okay? Red pepper flake, and then we got to add the limon. Limon is lime in Espanol. So we're going to add the limon. Okay? And we're going to twist it. We're going to get all that lime juice out. Someone asked, King Ferg says, what are you cooking? Hi, King Ferg. Right now, I am making guacamole. This is a side dish or appetizer to the main dish. The main dish we're cooking today is stuffed poblano peppers. We have the poblanos in the oven. They should be done in about 2 minutes. Okay. And while those are cooking, we are making our little appetizer. All right. Which is the guacamole. And I'm just putting the finishing touches on the guacamole. I am squeezing all of the juice out of this lime. Oh, okay. And my boyfriend put me onto a trick. He takes it and he like twists. You see that? You twist it. Who knew? And you get all the juice out. Okay. I just put y'all on to game. Now we're just going to mix it up. So this is the best table side guacamole you've ever had. If you order this in a restaurant, it's going to be about $58. But when you're making meals with Meka, this guacamole is like under $5, okay? But it has all the freshness, all the deliciousness of a table side guac. All right. Now, before I serve this up, we have to taste it. But look at that, you guys. Look at that. Now, that is some guac. Nice and thick and delicious. All right. Now, let me just taste it, because we want to make sure it's delicious. And that's on point. Okay? You guys, it's on point. So how will we serve this up? So while you're making your poblanos, right? If you have guests over, or even just if you're just cooking these at home for your family, why not give them an appetizer? You're going to look at that. Look, I already have it set up for you guys, okay? I already had it set up, okay? You have your plate of tortillas, and you're going to take your guac, and you're just going to load this up. Look at that. All right? Load it up for the family, because they deserve appetizers. If you want to be fancy, take a little cilantro and put it on top as the garnish. And we have, look at that. Come on, guys. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. All right. All right. Here it comes time for the poblanos. Let's go ahead and take those out, okay? All right, so this is our guacamole. It's all ready. Now it's time for the main course. Okay, let's get these poblanos out of the oven. How are you guys doing? You guys, we're almost out of time. We're about to wrap up here, okay? I'm going to show you how to plate these poblanos, and then it's time for me to eat. All right. I hope everyone has had a great time. If you have had a great time, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Oh, ooh, whew. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at that. Look. Oh, my gosh. Look at these poblanos. Yep, they're ready. So I'm going to set these down and show you how to plate these, okay? But look at them. They're gorgeous. All right? They are gorgeous. So then put them down. Now, what I did ahead of time, and you guys could do this. So if you are on a low carb journey, right, and you don't want carbs or a lot of carbs, you're going to make those poblanos exactly how I made them, okay? You're going to make them exactly like that, and you're going to serve them just like that. But we're going to make this a full dish, okay? So I have my plate, and while I've been talking and hanging out with you guys and cooking, I've made a pot of yellow rice. I'm always doing something. I am always doing something. So this is yellow rice, and I love yellow rice. It's basically rice with like different seasonings and saffron. Saffron is a very expensive herb that makes it nice and yellow. So I'm just fluffing it up, okay? And I'm going to show you how I eat these. Now, if you want to, you can actually take this one step further, and you can stuff, or you can put the rice in the filling. Okay, there's so many things that you can do, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Okay, so this is how I do it. So I'm going to take the plate. Someone says, "Ooh, I know, right, Lena? I know." So I'm going to take the plate. You guys, this is a nice homey dish. So we're not going to plate this all nice and cute. Okay, we're going to plate this like we are ready to chow down, okay? We're going to dig in with a knife and a fork. but you do eat with your eyes first. So I'm going to put, this is about a half a cup of rice, okay? Because portions do matter, all right? We're going to take about this half a cup of rice and we're going to plate it nicely, just like that, okay? Nice and cute. And this, guess what? Guess what we're going to put on top of this? This is the bed. This is the bed for the poblanos. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? Okay. Someone asked if is that a Christmas tree? If you guys have been tuning in, can you tell my friend about the Christmas tree? Technically, it's a Christmas tree in December. When it's not decorated, it's greenery. Okay, back to the plating. We have this plate, beautiful rice. All right. Now, because these poblanos are just stuffed, you're going to need. You can't just pick them up, okay? I'm going to show you. Let me turn this sideways so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to do it off camera. Like, these are loaded, okay? And this is exactly what you want. So you're going to have to go in here with like 2 utensils, okay? A spatula and a spoon. I have determined that these work best, all right? So we got the spatula and the spoon, and we're going to lift this up and just set it. Yep. So the spatula is to lift it, and then the spoon is to get that sauce. And we're going to take the sauce, and we're just going to spoon it on top. Okay? I love, and this is that enchilada sauce that I told you guys. The enchilada sauce. Okay? And you want to spoon enough that it drips down into that good old rice. That's what the rice is there for. The rice is there to get that sauce, okay? Perfecto. All right. And then if you want to, you can garnish this with some cilantro. Okay. You don't have to garnish it. You can eat this with some sour cream if you want. You don't have to. But this, look at that, is our stuffed poblano. All right. And it is time to eat. I am so happy that you guys hung out with me today and make this stuffed poblano. If you're just tuning in right now, go back and watch the live. I gave you different ways and different alternatives to cook this. If you guys want me to try it, I can try it on camera. I can show you how to eat it. Let me show you guys how to eat this, okay? But isn't that gorgeous? This is gorgeous, okay? If you haven't liked and subscribed to Making Meals with Meka, I have no idea what's taking you so long. Go ahead, like and subscribe. But this is a meal that you have to use. You're going to have to go ahead and use a knife and a fork, okay? Let me move this out the way so I can show you how to dig in. Dig on down. Because I hate when I'm watching cooking shows and they don't taste the food. I'm like, do you really like it? I love it, okay? So Deontay says the colors are beautiful. Thank you. We eat with our eyes first. Side note, you want your food to be colorful, okay? Healthy foods are colorful. We have our guacamole with the beautiful greens and purples and reds. And then we have our stuffed poblano with the greens. We have the yellow rice. I want you to take a look. The next time you eat, take a look at your plate. If your plate is full of brown and beige, that means you don't have enough variety, okay? We need to eat the rainbow. Let me go ahead and take a big bite of this before I let you guys go. So you're just going to go ahead and dig in, you guys. Just going to go ahead. The poblano is nice and tender. Remember, it has the meat, the cheese, the beans. It has the sauce. And then we have the rice. Okay? And you guys, I really can't take a little dainty bite. Like, I have to take a life-size bite here. Okay? Let me just blow it because I don't want to burn my mouth. We're going to blow it. You know, you got to go in and get the, You guys, that is delicious. The pepper still has a little bite to it. So it's like, it's not soggy, but it's not crunchy. It has a nice little bite. The tanginess, you know, spicy from the filling. You can taste the meat, you can taste the beans, the rice. So this is a very well balanced dish. Nothing overpowers anything. So you guys already know, this is my dinner. I have had such a wonderful time hanging out with you guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead, subscribe, like this live, and guess what? We are here next Wednesday cooking up another meal. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Now it's time to eat, okay? All right, guys, I gotta go. Love you guys. I will see you guys next week. Thank you for making meals with Meka. See you guys later.